Alright, hey everybody, want to wheeze them here. You know the drill now. It's a Swap Force preview. It is Saturday, August 31st, 5:30 in the afternoon. All this was to be done last night. Didn't have internet. Decided to play Skylanders Giants, get money for the Series 2. Had a portal glitch there, so I did record it since I had that ready to go. But this will be obviously a look at Grilla Drilla. He, of course, has garnered a lot of attention from people. He is a Life Element Swap Force character. That, of course, meaning he comes apart in half. You can swap him around. That's kind of a little misleading to some people when you say Swap Force character. That's what I mean. If I mean otherwise, I'll let you know. His slogan, if there's a drill, there's a way. Also, fittingly, his Swap Force ability will be Dig. And again, that did come from the official release. His background story. In the distant jungles of what was once the sprawling subterranean city of the Drilla Empire, Grilla Drilla served among the guards for the Drilla King. Again, I kind of just spaced these out so I can read it to you. Again, the blog, which will be linked in the description, will take you right there if you want to read it yourself. But this is mainly so I can pace myself. Every 7 years, the king would select the bravest and strongest guard to become their leader. It was during the last selection ceremony that a troll mining operation broke through the ground above them and quickly snatched the king, wanting to know the location of the famed Drilla Diamond. Having never ventured above ground, Grilla Drilla risked everything to defeat the trolls and rescue the Drilla King. So we've already got several cool elements here. It was an underground race, obviously mining the Drilla Diamond. All this could come into play in the game or later on. And finally, to wrap up his story, in return for his bravery, Grilla was selected as the new leader, but he instead decided to join the Skylanders, where he could protect even more residents of Skylands. So again, a lot of elements there that could come into play not only in the game, but also in novels, etc. Gonna take a look now. This is his official character art. I can't stress that enough. It's not a concept. This is what you'll see on the packaging. Looks awesome. We've got the drill going on down below. His fists that you'll see in the gameplay actually kind of have a drill effect as well. Right here, very menacing pose. Looks like he's in a snowy level. That'll be interesting. Clearly not going to be Empire of Ice there. But just looks like he's ready to attack. Notice hat also has elements of a drill. Coming up next, we have, I believe, this is standalone Grilla Drilla. You can see that bottom end now related back to Boomjet. Here he's taking on Chompies and then that garden variety enemy, kind of akin to what we saw in Pirate Seas. Lastly, before the video, we're actually going to take a look at the figure. I saw this at E3. It was always in a case, so it was really hard to get a good picture of. A lot of people, since it was Life Element, I could tell that. I actually thought it might have been a hawk. Now that I've seen the in-game stuff, I can tell it's a gorilla. And it is Grilla Drilla, as you'll see here. Pay attention here for vines that come through the sky, also his punch attack. Alright, that was, and that level right there is something new and interesting. What we can take from that little snippet of gameplay, clearly, it looks like its primary attack is probably going to be, the drill punch, if you will. That might have been box stock. It could have been leveled up. We simply don't know right now. It looks really interesting. What caught my eye the most, aside from in the gameplay and screen cap, seeing that his hat is also like a drill, which that's a nice touch, and it makes you wonder if there might not be some, soul gem or something that involves maybe like a backflip dive underground type thing. But from that little 15-second clip they gave us, I have to wonder, when those vines came down from the sky, probably a secondary or tertiary attack. Granted, it could be a soul gem or something. It's interesting that he's a dig. Obviously he's going to drill. We have climbing type like Spire Eyes, Washbuckler, etc. But it makes me wonder if those vines don't maybe drop down and he can actually climb them. There is upward mobility and jumping in this game. And if that's the case, we could say that you were ambushed. And you're low health, or you need to kind of see what enemies are where so you can assess how you want to approach the situation. I have to wonder if you can't climb the vines. I couldn't tell that they were damaging enemies, or providing a barrier like we see with Zook or Shroom Boom. It very well could be that's what they're intended for. Maybe that's an early on stage. But if there is potential there for him to actually climb the vines, whether or not he can swing on them or if just like a temporary escape or something, if he could go ahead and like spawn them across the screen and like go from the left to the right, that'd be great. Really, I mean, as long as he can climb those, that's going to be a really cool feature, at least for me to experience in gameplay. Really, right now at this point in time, it's unknown. This is kind of just like a really, really brief teaser snippet, if you will, like, hey, look, here's this guy, he does exist. A little menacing shot there, and kind of like the graveyard level. You probably heard the owl in the background. The good signs there, I mean, Darklight Crypt and Empire of Ice, those were not. The snow level in that I can tell just by looking. But that means that we should have, that nice assortment, maybe like your Halloween ghostly level, your snowy wintry levels or worlds. So that'll be pretty cool. We know about a few others. Overall, he looks pretty good. Again, since E3 when we first got a look at him, there's been a lot of buzz about Grilla Drilla. I guess it's one of those characters just kind of instantly appeals to people, kind of like a Pop Fizz or a hot dog or something. I am excited to play as him. He's got a lot of neat elements for being a life character. Having the vines, it could potentially grant us upward mobility and then the ability to drill. I think he's got a lot of potential here. I'm excited to see how it pans out, but I will leave it at that. Check the blog, oneofweezem.com, for more information. Again, I'm going to go in and update the blog. I couldn't do that last night either without internet. We've got 2 more characters coming up. From the Gamescom release. Got some 3DS information, which again was to go up last night and did not. Good news is I'll get caught up on all this. The Series 2 upgrades are ready to go. Probably should have released some of those already, but you'll see them. That said, getting really close now. This is the last day of August, so Swap Force is coming up fast. Basically, we've got like a month and 2 weeks or so. But based on this, what are your thoughts on Grilla Drilla? What do you like? Are you like me, where the vine's the most interesting thing? Are you more interested in, kind of that drilling punch that we saw? Do you think there might be something akin to Jetvac's abilities? In terms of the characters we've seen so far, how would you rank him personally, just based on aesthetics and the short gameplay? Granted, you have to keep in mind these gameplay clips, while they're cool and they show us stuff that we haven't seen, until you actually have the character in your hands and you can play it yourself, it's really hard to formulate like a solid opinion. But nonetheless, a little bit that we saw basically does what it should. It piques interest and then it makes you wonder, and that of course keeps you interested and amped up about the game. So like I said, go ahead, feel free to post up here on YouTube, the blog, whatever floats your boat. Let me know what you think of Grilla Drilla. These 2 swap characters we saw from Gamescom, Boomjet and Grilla Drilla, which one do you like better and why? Come back in, we'll have Slobbertooth up next, and then Zulu. Neither of those are going to be your swappers. So that said, follow the same format there. Again, take the link in the video description box. It'll take you right to the blog. You can find more information and post up there. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, of course. Make sure that you're subscribed. That way you can kind of stay up to date with all the latest. Again, we thank you for watching, and I will catch you back here when we take a look at Slobbertooth.